Occurred the 13th of February 2014, 10 hours 30 minutes and 0 seconds. Local location: Princeton, Evansville, Indiana, USA. Shape: cylinder. Duration: 5 minutes. Know of observers: 2 characteristics. Lights on object: landed weird slow-moving aircraft with bright lights. I was riding along to work with my carpool buddy when we seen what we thought was a helicopter. I watched, and as it flew over I noticed that it was gunmetal gray and cylinder. I assumed it was a blimp. But it's been in the negatives here, so I didn't know why an unmarked blimp would be flying so late. This was Tuesday right inside Evansville. I spent all day Wednesday trying to look up online to see if any blimps or anything have come up. I found nothing. Wednesday right at where you go to Princeton from 41. Me and the same carpool buddy spotted just the lights of an extremely slow-moving aircraft. It had one big light in front and several lights on the side. It just turned around like a balloon would turn easy. Then rounded Princeton and landed somewhere over there. It was huge and slow-moving. I'm not sure what it is. I've tried to find on the news if anyone else has seen it or if it's supposed to be there. I can't find anything. I've been driving back and forth for 2 years and haven't seen anything like this.
Occurred the 7th of March 2017, 23 hours 0 minutes and 0 seconds. Local location: Princeton, in USA. Shape: light. Duration: 3 hours plus. Know of observers: 4 characteristics. Lights on object: several lights dancing erratically in the western sky. The 7th of March 17, in the western sky, there appears a red light moving erratically just to the left of Orion. As it moved further to the left, it was joined by 4 other lights dancing in the sky and interacting with it. It settled due west of my position and continued moving erratically, dancing up and down and left and right. It was still there visibly at 11:30 p.m. as I came in to write this report. I have attempted to record the lights, but it is not a good quality.
Occurred the 20th of April 2023, hours 29 minutes and 0 seconds. Local location: Princeton, in USA. Shape: triangle. Duration: 7 minutes. Know of observers: 1 triangular object with blue lights on corners, red light in center, viewed with binoculars. Was outside at 3:20 and at 3:29 noticed funny light moving through the tree outside the back door. Once it got into a clear view, I noticed it was very unusual, certainly not a normal aircraft nor a drone. I got the binoculars for a closer look and noticed it to be triangular in shape with 3 blue, white lights at each point with 1 larger pulsating red light at the center. It looked to be up around 15 to 20,000 feet at approximately 45 degrees. I watched it move very slowly, occasionally picking up speed, then stopped to hover, move some more, stopped, then turned 180 degrees where it stood and moved north to south. It stopped for 5 seconds, became brighter, and vanished with a speed impossible to follow. The event lasted 7 minutes. The sky was pretty clear, no moon, no other planes at that time. I waited for 30 minutes, but no return. Nothing I know of can take off at that kind of speed from a standstill. Hopefully, someone may have seen it, too.
Occurred the 2nd of November 1993, 2 hours 0 minutes and 0 seconds. Local location: Evansville, Indiana, USA. Shape: triangle. Duration: 30 minutes. Know of observers: 1 characteristics. Lights on object. Driving home from work one evening late around 2 a.m. on Highway 44, Evansville, Indiana, I noticed in the night sky a strange light. It looked so out of place that I kept my eye on it as I drove towards it down the highway. It was about 5 miles away from me, moving very slowly. I turned onto I-65 towards my home, which would cross the path of this light. I was looking everywhere up in the sky for it until it came into full view crossing the road in front of me. It was gliding along treeline height. I was amazed but also not afraid for some reason, and I flashed my lights on and off at it. I watched the triangular-shaped object floated noiseless over the road before my car. I then pulled into a church parking lot and got out to watch it float maybe 15 feet over the tree line. It had 3 white lights on the triangle points and 1 larger one in the middle. It was smoky black and did not seem to be reflecting the streetlights from the church parking lot. No sound came from this object. It flew towards Evansville north side. After 4 or 5 minutes I could not see it anymore because it was creeping over the trees. I have never seen a UFO since, but have had 3 other strange experiences which I feel are UFO related.
Occurred, the 15th of October 1995, 22 hours 0 minutes and 0 seconds. Local location, Evansville, Indiana, USA. Shape, unknown. Duration, 4 minutes. Know of observers. 3 characteristics: lights on object, bright bold primary colored lights in the sky but no shape of a craft. This all happened when I was on my way back to my parents' house from dropping off a rented movie. My parents live outside the city limits. I was almost all the way home when I drove out of a clearing of trees when I spotted the primary colored lights in the sky. As I approached the lights, I slowed my car to a halt. I was nearly underneath the lights. It was a clear and cool evening. I turned my car engine off to listen for any engine noises. There was no noise coming from the lights, which were to my guess about 150 foot up in the sky. I can judge this by the 50-foot tree that was near. The lights were very large, circular, and were in groups of primary colors of red, yellow, and blue. I left my parking lights on and flashed my headlights at the colored lights, and the colored lights began to slowly fade and brighten, but in a pattern of the grouping of the colored lights. I rolled down my window and got out of my car and shut the door. I continued to flash the lights for a few more moments. I was startled when I heard an older couple in a luxury car slowly approach from behind me. I heard the lady in the passenger seat say to her husband, "What is that?" and I noticed her red-painted fingernail pointing up at what I was seeing. The couple, being frightened, drove off rather quickly. I tried for the life of me to get a shape of a craft of a length or color of one, and I could not see any lines or shape. The lights, which were in perfect focus and were not the little twinkly lights a person would see on a plane or helicopter far away, were easy to see. The thing that puzzles me to this day is why I could not make out a shape of a craft. I looked near the colored lights and far away from them as to see if I was not looking far enough out. I believe there was only one craft because the lights must have got bored with my light flashing and slowly turned clockwise together and then slowly went in a direction to my right. Because there were no immediate roads to chase it, I did not chase it. I then went home, which was only a few hundred feet from the sighting, and told my parents about it. They believed me mainly because I was brought up not to cry wolf, and they knew I would not do such a thing. If someone feels that they need to contact me for more information about the sighting, please feel free to contact me at address deleted and ask for name deleted. I am not afraid of what people think and only want to let people know what I saw.
Occurred, the 15th of March 1996, 18 hours 35 minutes and 0 seconds. Local location, Evansville, Indiana, USA. Shape, duration, 5 minutes. Know of observers. 2. He and a friend were driving near Evansville when they sighted 2 bright, orange lights suddenly appear in the northern sky. Their impression was that the lights were not very far away, and perhaps at an altitude of 2,000 to 3,000 feet. They appeared to be low. After several seconds, the objects disappeared from sight, then reappeared shortly soon after. The second object suddenly shot off. About 3 to 4 minutes later, they saw them in the northwest sky. Initially, it was one bright, orange, large light, which then split into approximately 5 objects. They formed a formation for about 5 to 10 seconds, which then simply disappeared.
Occurred, the 18th of October 1997, 15 hours 0 minutes and 0 seconds. Local location, Evansville, Indiana, USA. Shape, unknown. Duration, about 1 minute. Know of observers. 2. Summary. Daughter and I were fishing, and when we heard and saw a plane, I said, "Look honey, see the plane." At that time something appeared just behind the plane, yet lower than the plane was. Luckily I had my video camera and caught it on tape. You tell me what it was. It definitely wasn't a plane. Not a plane I've ever seen anyway. Can you tell me who might be interested in purchasing this video footage? You can tell by my daughter this was a weird mishap. It even frightened her. I had a camera in one hand, fishing pole in the other, and 6-year-old daughter holding on tight to my left leg. Spotted or unidentified. I will send a copy of this videotape provided I have assurance it will not be duplicated and not used for any nature other than to check its authenticity. This includes scientific research. They can afford to pay this poor old Evansville boy something for this footage. After watching the video in slow motion, it appears to maneuver in an odd fashion. Directly after my daughter saying it might be another plane, I say it might be a UFO. Still pause tape there, run the tape in slow-mo and watch what you see. Is that strange or what? I don't know of any planes moving like that. Hell, there isn't even an Air Force base anywhere that close. This was on a bright, clear sunshiny day. My daughter explains what shape she thought it looked like at the end. I will send the tape upon verification to use only as directed.